Who is John Robert Lewis and what did he do for the civil rights movement? Early life. John Lewis is native to Troy, Alabama, born on February 21st, 1940, where he grew up with 9 siblings. His parents were sharecroppers, and he grew up working hard, and his family is known as good, quiet people. Lewis started to see the mistreatment and segregation from a young age. His bus would go past the school for all whites, where he noticed that roads and other modern technological advances weren't being given to his one-room schoolhouse. During his teenage years, he felt more of a pull to the civil rights movement, and this stemmed from his church and the gospel he would listen to on the radio. He would listen to Martin Luther King Jr. as much as he could, and his education and intelligence led Lewis to want to follow his footsteps. Lewis was 15 when he learned about the Montgomery, Alabama bus boycott that drew national attention. He was inspired and driven by seeing what African Americans could do when they came together. His parents, however, kept him away from being too much part of the civil rights movement since they feared for his life. Midlife. Lewis soon thereafter enrolled into the Nashville's American Baptist Theological Seminary, where he would later meet James Lawson, Jim Bevel, Diane Nash, and many others who would eventually form the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, also known as the SNCC. Lewis then joined the civil rights movement physically. In nonviolent protests, Lewis participated in sit-ins and boycotts, which led to many of his arrests. Lewis had also become a freedom rider, which involved him in a numerous amount of beatings and arrests in 1961. In 1963, Lewis was elected to be one of the Big Six leaders of the SNCC. He then proceeded to help plan the March on Washington, and was the youngest speaker there. Lewis stated, "We all recognize the fact that if any radical social, political, and economic changes are to take place in our society, the people, the masses, must bring them about." In 1964, the Civil Rights Act became law, and although this helped a lot, it didn't make a big difference in the South, and Lewis made sure to try and bring about change. John Lewis and Hosea Williams led a march from Selma to Montgomery, Alabama on March 7, 1965. State troopers met the marchers, and after brief and uncertain warnings, they were attacked, and Lewis was left with a fractured skull. Lewis left the SNCC in 1966, and in 1970 he became the director of the Voter Education Project and helped many minorities to be able to vote. Later life. In 1981, Lewis ran and won a seat in Atlanta's City Council, and in 1986 he was elected into the House of Representatives. Today he has since moved into being a representative of Georgia's 5th District and is now one of the most respected members of Congress. Most recently, in 2016, after the mass shooting in Orlando, he led a sit-in on the floor of the House of Representatives, trying to bring awareness and change to gun violence. John Lewis is now currently still part of Georgia's 5th District Representatives and is an accomplished writer. He won the National Book Award for March, Book 3, which marks the first time a graphic novel has received the honor. John Lewis has also received many other awards such as the Presidential Medal of Freedom, the NAACP's Spingarn Medal, and the Sole John F. Kennedy Profile and Courage Award for Lifetime Achievement.